Namaskar, honorable ministers, partners, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all on behalf of the GAME National Task Force for MSMEs, chaired by Dr. K.P. Krishnan, former Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, and comprising very distinguished members from industry, policy, and academia. Today on World MSME Day, we're honored to launch both improving economic dynamism and accelerating MSME growth. In presence of Sri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister, MSME and Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, Sri B.S. Yediyurappa, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Sri Conrad Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Trivendra Singh Rawat, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, and Sri Vijay Inder Singla, Minister of Education, Public Works, Government of Punjab. Unfortunately, Honorable CM of Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh, is indisposed and cannot participate in today's event. We wish him a speedy recovery. Thanks, Sri Singla, for representing the Government of Punjab. Before we begin, a small request to all speakers. If you can keep your mics on mute when the other speakers make their address, that would be helpful. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to hand over to Sri Ravi Venkatesan, former chairperson of Microsoft India and Bank of Baroda, and founder Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, to deliver the formal welcome note and set the context for the report we're here to launch today. Ravi, over to you.
Thank you. Honorable Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Sri Nitin Gadkari ji. Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Sri B.S. Yediyurappa ji. Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Conrad Sangma ji. Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Sri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji. Honorable Minister for Education and Public Works, Government of Punjab, Sri Vijay Inder Singla ji. Government leaders, Dr. K.P. Krishnan and fellow members of the task force and dignitaries. Namaskar. It is a great pleasure and great honor to welcome all of you to the release of this report titled Improving Economic Dynamism and Accelerating the Growth of MSMEs on International MSME Day. Now, as most of you already know, India has nearly 6 crore MSMEs that employ about 11 crore people, which is about 40% of India's non-farm workforce. MSMEs account for 25% of our services GDP and about 1/3 of our manufacturing output. And they're critical to the distribution and supply chains for every large company. So truly, they are the backbone of our economy. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating for the economy, but it has hit this sector especially hard. And a recent survey points out that the amount of MSME distress is increasing, with about 57% of firms surveyed having run out of cash, and 2/3 now dipping into their personal savings to stay afloat. Now, the point to note is that even pre-COVID-19, the sector was fragile. We have too many small informal firms that are stuck in a vicious cycle of informality, low productivity, and low growth. An astonishing 95% of all our firms employ less than 5 people, and 98% employ less than 10 people. So the question is, why don't more of them grow? Research has pointed out that firms that start out formal tend to do better. On average, they're 2 to 3 times more productive and have a better chance of growing. Unfortunately, in most states, the cost of becoming formal and compliance are still onerous. A typical MSME factory must file over 23 registrations and licenses, ensure 750 compliances, and file nearly 120 annual reports, which means that in our country, it is still not very easy to start a business and succeed. So with these pre-existing problems and a slowing economy, when COVID-19 hit, it has come like a tsunami, threatening many of these firms with extinction. Recent surveys indicate maybe 1/3 of these firms could cease to exist. However, like every crisis, this is also an opportunity if we can quickly address known issues. We know that with the right support, many MSMEs can not only survive, but emerge from this crisis stronger and more productive. Now, by the very nature of this sector, any solutions require collaboration, partnership between government and policymakers on one hand, large private sector companies, industry associations, and of course, MSMEs themselves. It is with this in mind that the Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, or GAME, which is a not-for-profit platform trying to get millions of job seekers to become job creators, in the words of our Prime Minister, we decided to convene a task force of eminent policymakers, leaders of industry and research to brainstorm and make practical recommendations. And it is their report that we are making public today in your presence. So it has lots of succinct practical recommendations ranging from short-term fiscal relief to structural reforms. However, I want to emphasize that beyond short-term survival issues, if we want to become Atmanirbhar, if we want to seize shifts in the global supply chains, if we want to create mass prosperity, India needs to create a massive entrepreneurial movement with millions of enterprises across the country that are capable of growing to become mid-size, thereby creating crores of good jobs. To do this, we need to create vibrant local entrepreneurial ecosystems of the sort we have in Gurgaon or Bengaluru. And we need to do this in at least 300 cities by 2030. The report has practical ideas on how this can be done if the government, private sector, and civil society can work together. The UN General Assembly declared today, 27 June, as International MSME Day to recognize the critical importance of this sector in promoting innovation, decent employment, and sustainable development. Our endeavor today should be to convert the COVID-19 crisis into an opportunity for mass flourishing. Now, before I turn this over to Dr. Krishnan to present a summary of the main recommendations, I want to recognize the tremendous work done by members of the task force who have worked very hard in just 7 weeks to produce this report. So we were led ably by our chairperson, Dr. KP Krishnan. There were tremendous contributions by McKinsey and Company, in particular, the leadership of Ankit Agarwal, Rishi Iyer, and Ramesh Mangleshwaram. The other members of the task force were Professor Amit Basole of Azim Premji University, Ashwin Chandrasekhar of GAME, Anand Deshpande, founder and chairman of Persistent Systems, Mr. Bharat KS, founder of Purnata, Piyush Manot of Varsha Forgings, Ms. Radhika Pandey and Amrita Pillai at NIPFP, Mr. Sanjeev Puri, chairman of ITC, and his colleague Sachit Madan, Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, joint MD Apollo Hospitals and chairperson of FICCI, Mr. Manish Sabharwal, chairman of Team Lease Services, and Mr. Srini Srinivasan of Bosch India. I also want to thank the tremendous support and encouragement we've got from governments. And I want to record our appreciation for Secretary MSME Shri A.K. Sharma and his team, Srimati Vinnie Mahajan, Chief Secretary Government of Punjab and her team, Mr. Maheshwar Rao, Principal Secretary Government of Karnataka and his team, Dr. Vijay Kumar, Commissioner Secretary Government of Meghalaya and his team, and Srimati Manisha Pawar, Additional Chief Secretary Government of Uttarakhand and her team. Thank you all for giving us valuable time on this Saturday afternoon. And now, without further ado, Dr. Krishnan, I hand it over to you.
Thank you very much, Kavi. Honorable Union Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari sir, Namaskar. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರೇ, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya Shri Conrad Sangma sir, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand Shri Trivendra Singh sir, Honorable Vijay Inder Singlaji, Minister for Education and Public Works, representing the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh sir, all my colleagues from Government of India, state governments, fellow members of the task force, researchers, all the GAME team members, ladies and gentlemen. I first want to join Ravi in thanking the Honorable Union Minister and the Chief Ministers and all the others who made this report and this event possible. Sir, to this audience, I don't need to speak about either the importance of MSMEs for India or the impact of COVID-19 on this sector. Raviji has also touched upon this unique initiative of gathering public-spirited individuals from various walks of life to collaborate pro bono to work on a report that we believe, sir, will be potentially useful for public policy at Government of India level and at the state level. He also outlined the current context of MSMEs in India. So let me straight away get to the recommendations of the task force. Sir, the recommendations are in three parts covering short-term, medium-term, and long-term. To begin with, short-term recommendations to help MSMEs survive the current crisis are ensuring strong execution of the package that you, sir, and the Government of India has announced and implement them through state governments, local industry bodies, with clear communication of scheme details in local languages to MSMEs in bank. Within this, number two, mandate 30% of the package to be released to enterprise that fall in the micro and small categories. And we read about it in the papers. If we can quickly get the NPA classification redone so that borrowers can repay loans in a longer time frame. Sir, the second recommendation for the short term is to set aside funds specifically directed at nearly 1 crore MSMEs, which will, we believe, be accessing credit for the first ever time with one condition that they should formalize their informal business. Number three, increase the uptake of supply chain financing and bill invoicing. Sir, you are aware of the Government of India scheme here called TREADS, which is a very good initiative. We are hoping that member of the industry networks like CII, ASSOCHAM, FICCI, etc., will at least bring 50% of their members within the next 1 year into the TREADS network. Last, sir, ensure quick disbursement of payables from government departments. And I'm glad, sir, you have been very proactive in advocating this in every public platform, including the refunds from the excise and the tax units. This is a very critical part, sir. Quickly moving to the revive part, that is the medium-term recommendations, India has risen to the 63rd rank globally on ease of doing business. But I think for a lot of the MSMEs, the on-ground experience will need to be addressed. Very quickly, we need to simplify compliances and processes. And I think we can digitize and streamline these processes. We need to decriminalize non-compliance. And we need to continually evaluate the ease of doing business at the field level, at the state, and then support this entire initiative through private and social partnerships using governance mechanisms available in the form of industry associations and other support networks. Sir, beyond the medium term, the report has a detailed section on the long term where we see MSMEs thriving. And since Ravi has touched upon this, I don't need to go into the details, sir. Sir, to very briefly recapitulate, financial regulatory support can help MSMEs restart operations, retain jobs in the short term, and survive the crisis. Beyond the short term, the medium term requires further ease in doing business, and the long-term goal of an Atmanirbhar Bharat would require a massive entrepreneurial movement to aggressively pursue local and global opportunities. Sir, by this afternoon, after this function is over, the first version of this report, which is in your hands, will be in the public domain for MSME units, experts, policymakers, and all concerned stakeholders to offer their comments and further suggestions. Sir, we promised you we will continually work on these recommendations, improve them. And I want to take this opportunity, sir, to appeal through you to the union government and all the CMs here to have these recommendations critically scrutinized and take forward those which appeal to you, which merit implementation. Sir, in addition to the GOI ministry, I want to use this opportunity of today's launch to draw attention to the Honorable Prime Minister's and this government's oft-repeated message of cooperative federalism. Clearly, sir, this is a sector where states are important and equal partners, and you have been at the forefront of this conversation with states. So we are glad that in your presence, the game and task force has made a small beginning today. And on behalf of all of us, sir, we want to offer to the CMs and the government of India that it will be our honor to be of assistance to all the departments concerned in whatever manner the government thinks fit. Sir, with these few words, I now request you, sir, the Honorable Union Minister for Surface Transport, Highways and MSMEs, to release the report. And sir, thereafter, we will be benefited by your address and your guidance. This is the report, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We
Thank
now
you,
look
sir.
forward to your address.
Okay, sir. Karnataka Chief Minister, Honorable Yedurappa ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Trivendra Singh Rawat ji, Sangma ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Industries Minister of Punjab, all respectable dignitaries, respectable Dr. K.P. Krishnan, Chairperson of GAME National Task Force, Sri Ravi Venkateshan, founder of GAME, all respectable dignitaries and dear friends. First of all, I'm giving my special thanks to Mr. Krishnan and his team for making this report, which is very important for development of MSME in the country. Presently, we have 29% contribution of MSME in our growth, GDP growth. 48% of export of our country is from MSME. And up till now, we have created 11 crore jobs. So this is a great contribution of MSME towards the economy of our country. I feel that now, actually, last year up to end of March, the turnover of village industry that comes to 88,000 crore. And I feel that this is one of the important sector where all state government and central government, we need to concentrate more on that. Particularly the backward, tribal, economically weaker sections related with agriculture, rural and tribal, particularly the forest and tribal. These are the important economy for the country. And actually in our GDP contribution, the contribution of these sectors is very negligible. This sector is facing largely problem of unemployment and poverty. So this is very important for the country now to concentrate on this backward, economically backward sector, where already Government of India, with the blessing of Honorable Prime Minister, we have already find out the aspirant district. 117 aspirant districts are there, where the per capita income, GDP growth, every human index point of view, it is not up to the mark. We need to concentrate more on this field. My suggestion to all of you, particularly the state government, that this is the time for the country that we need to give more priority for development of agriculture, rural, tribal, and the socially, economically, educationally backward area. And we need to frame different policy for that. We cannot equate all the sector with the same policy. And that is the reason I sometime in my mind, I feel about it agro MSME. And that is very important. Now, as far as our export and imports are concerned, 6 months before we have increased the duty on agarbatti sticks and other things. But some of the people, they find out the way out. But now again, we go into the details of it and requesting Prime Finance Minister for increasing the duty. And now this agarbatti stick industry is giving tremendous employment potential. Either it is Karnataka, either it is Northeast, either it is Tamil Nadu, everywhere. We need to find out the sector where the employment potential is there, particularly in this area. And we need to give them more facility for that. If one industry is there in one Gram Panchayat, then definitely we can formulate a good infrastructure there, a good school, good hospital, and a smart village, concept of smart village also can be possible. The other important thing is related with handloom, handicrafts. All of the states are doing excellent jobs. The Karnataka, the sericulture is very important. But I am very much worried when I listen that in Banaras silk, they are importing raw material from China. So it's not a rocket science. It is going to helpful for our agriculture. So somewhere we need to plan in a way that how we can develop our backward area, agriculture, tribal, rural area, by using new technology, appropriate technology, which is cost effective, import substitute. At the same time, we need to think about water pollution and air pollution also, because that is also very important. We need to have more jobs, growth, but at the same time, we have to think about sustainability. So my idea is now my watch is from Khadi Gramodyog, is launched by Titan. And interestingly, this belt is of Khadi. And when I launched this watch in Delhi, within a month, it is out of market. It's not available. There was a huge demand. So particularly, we need to diversify our economy towards export. Export orientation is very important. At the same time, import substitute is equally important. I'm giving an example of this PP kit. Once upon a time, 2.5 months before, 2 months before, we have imported PP kit from China with a special flight. And today our MSME and our industry is doing manufacturing 5 lakhs PP kit per day. And now already I have requested to Commerce Ministry, and they are giving permission to export PP kit from India. And some of the people are now, they are getting order from Dubai, from Canada, from USA, from European countries. And now we are in position for that, giving good quality of PP kit with reasonable price, and there is the export potential. In Nagpur also, one of the MSME unit, those who are in that textile cluster unit of MSME, and they are practically manufactured the Peter England shirts here in Nagpur. So I request them, why not making these PP kits? Now they are making 15,000 PP kit per day. And now they got able to export it. The sanitizer, actually this is also important in this COVID-19 period. The rate of sanitizer was going to 1,200 rupees per liter. Then I plan and request them, sugar factories and alcohol and ethanol factories, why you're not starting this sanitizer, manufacturing sanitizer. And in Tamil Nadu, in Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra, majority industries start to make sanitizer. And now the rate of sanitizer come to 160 rupees per liter from 1,200 rupees. And now we are in position to export sanitizer to the world. So this is the potential. So we are already preparing the list. What are our export and what are our imports of last 3 years? And the export we need more upgradation of technology. We need reduce the logistic cost, power cost. By using best technology, we can reduce the production cost. And without compromise with the quality, we need to improve the quality. and we need to competitive in international market. That is very important. For that reason, now we need to help all these handloom, handicraft, small people, and already all state governments are doing excellent jobs. In now bamboo, we are working now. Blue economy, the volume is of 1 lakh crore, and by giving them that special trawler, just we are making farmer produce company like fish produce companies, and that trawler go up to 100 nautical mile, and the present boats are going up to only 7 nautical mile. So in the 7,500 kilometer of seafront which is available, and 20,000 crore in Pradhan Mantri package is already there for blue economy, we can increase the volume from 1 lakh crore to 5 lakh crore. And we can make the export of the fishing, export, then packaging, processing, creating a lot of jobs. So these are the fields. Only my request is we need to actually make the policy on two parts. One is urban base and other is rural agriculture, tribal and backward area, particularly the 117 aspirant districts where we need to more concentrate on that. That is very important. The other important point which I feel Mr. Yedurappa ji is here, there is a one in a particular in the metro cities, we are facing big problem. Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Calcutta, Delhi, everywhere we need to decongest this city. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for us. So now I am from NHI side. We are offering them that we will give land. Now we are making 22 green express highway. Mumbai to Delhi is also there. So now we have decided to acquire the land. And we have already saved 16,000 crore on land acquisition because our alignment of highway is going from the backward and tribal area of Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Maharashtra. So that is the reason now we are planning to make industrial clusters there. And even we are ready to give them land and house, everything there to the people. We can make with a joint venture with the industry association or a private investment. We can develop that area. There is possibility. Now we are making this one highway from starting from Delhi to Katra, Amritsar Katra. There is also a good chance. So my suggestion is we need decentralization of industry, decongest of metro cities, creating more employment potential at the same time. Sustainable life is also equally important, that it is to be pollution is a big concern. So now we can make the smart villages, smart cities with the industrial clusters. So these are the ideas. I feel that your report is very good. And one thing which you already given in your speech, that about digitalization is very important. We need to make full transparency, corruption-free system. We need to destroy the mentality of red tapeism. People are fed up with it. It is the time that we have to make the system totally digitalized. No one need to come to office. If you can just take the paper, we need our office paperless and take the fast decisions with the transparency, time-bound decision-making process, without corruption-free, without red tapeism, and where we need to support the people. The entrepreneurship is very important. The innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill, and successful practices, we name it as a knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. So you are absolutely correct. Only one thing, Mr. Krishnan, I will request you. You submit the report. I don't have anything to, don't want to talk anything about our system. But my suggestion is, you give me the presentation of this report in the presence of our secretary. He is there already in this program. And our team, particularly the ministry team, with the cooperation of state government team, we will discuss this issue. We will finalize the agenda. We will accept the recommendation and we will implement. And my duty is to always, I am of the talking about one thing, that financial audit is very important. But the performance audit is 10 times important than financial audit. This is my opinion. When you formulate the policy, at the same time, you need to take the review of implementation. Presently, Prime Minister with a good intention declare a good package. Now we need to monitoring that package, because without monitoring there will be problem, because every people on every level he can interpret in a different way. That is the problem in the system. So exactly we are now, we are very positive, cooperative, and we are open for suggestion. We don't want to claim that we are perfect and only we have capability to do everything. We need cooperation, coordination, and communication between all the stakeholders is very, very important. Even for the all state government, from the industries ministry, industrial secretaries, and even the stakeholder like MSMEs, everyone, we need all practical suggestions, because the people who are facing grassroots problems, that problems are very important. I am actually, my majority contacts are on, I am on a ground level. So I always, when I in my office, I meet 2,000 people. So people give me the feedback. So now this is the time the people who are there in the big offices, in the 7th and 8th air floor, air conditioned floor, they never understand what are the problem in the grassroots level. So I feel that with your report, we will discuss the thing. Unfortunately, our secretary is very fine and he is very positive and he has got a huge experience from Gujarat. So industries commissioner and secretary and our team, definitely with the cooperation of the state government also, my suggestion is the chief ministers are there. You can give this copy to every state government, industries minister, and request them that please immediately within 15 to 20 days, you make research and study of this report and give the recommendation to the central government. So whatever the recommendation from the state government, 100% in a central government, we will again sit with you with that recommendations, and our team will work on it. And finally, we accept the report and we will implement the thing. And I will take the responsibility for implementation. Only two things are there. Some of the things which are already related with our ministry, we will take the decision. Some of the things which are out of our ministry related with finance ministry, we will go to them. And I will prepare one report, and where I will again give it this report to Prime Minister office also, that we will take his suggestions and we will definitely implement this. I feel that we 100% we are going to win the war against this COVID-19. I feel that as early as possible we'll get vaccine and we will resolve this problem. But the economic war is long-term war, and where we need to take decisions, something immediate, some short-term, and some is long-term. So in that all suggestion, we need your help. But the situation from state to state, region to region, district to district, availability of raw material, availability of skill, there is a different things are there. So you need to think on taking approach by considering the situation, different type of situation in the different part of the state also. Somewhere in Mysore, there is something, some things are available. Something in Uttarakhand, there are Ayurvedic vanaspatis and other thing may be available. Some Meghalaya, there is something strength will be available. There are some strength and there are some weaknesses. What my suggestion is, how we can convert the weaknesses into the strength and strength into the more strength. That is exactly the policy. Now on bamboo also we are planning for it. So my suggestion is for your practical guidance by this report is very great achievement for the government. I'm giving my special thanks to you and your team for giving this. Already I read something about it, but we will make the research and study of all the papers, and at the same time we will organize the meeting with you, because as a government officer also you have also got a lot of experience. So on the basis of how the system is working, I don't have very good opinion about the system, but this is my problem. It is my responsibility to change the system. I don't blame anybody for that. So we will take the responsibility for that, and we will definitely, we want to make India a super economic power. We can fulfill the dream of Prime Minister to make India 5 trillion economy. And for that reason, with the cooperation of state governments, industries minister, industry secretary, and the guidance of all chief minister, we can go ahead. Once again, I'm giving my special thanks to all your team who are taking special efforts to make this report. and 100% this is going to useful for the development of MSME in the country, and we will definitely accept your suggestions. We will work on it and we will do it. Once again, I'm giving my special thanks to you, and also with the all respectable chief ministers, ministers and dignitaries, and also I'm giving my all best wishes to all of them. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your support for this report and outlining very tangible next steps for us. It's indeed an honor to have you launch this report. So thank you once again. I'd like to now request Shri B.S. Yediyurappa, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, to say a few words. Over to you, sir.
Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, Honorable Minister for Road Transport and Highways and MSME Enterprises, Government of India, Shri Conrad Sanghi, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Shri Vijay Indra Singh ji, Honorable Minister for Public Works, Government of Punjab, Shri Ravi Venkateshan and Mr. K.P. Krishnan, dignitaries present in today's function. It gives me great pleasure to attend the launching event of MSME Transformation Recommendation report published by GAME. Sir, Gadkari ji, you have covered all the relevant aspects on what all of us have to do to bring back our economy, especially MSME sector, which is badly hit by the corona pandemic. We will definitely follow all your suggestions in later and spirit, sir. Mr. Gadkari ji, you have helped us, Karnataka, by sanctioning number of important roads, bridges, which helped in increasing connectivity. We are also thankful to you, sir, for sanctioning satellite time ring road for Bangalore, which will reduce conjunction in Bangalore city, sir. Sir, GAME has been supporting MSMEs, guiding and mentoring small business to succeed in building sustainable business, sir. MSMEs are the pillars for developing strong industrial ecosystem. A vibrant MSME system means a following economy, a flustering economy. Our government at the center and state have been working together to improve business environment for MSMEs through targeted schemes and policies. During these unprecedented times, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has given us the mandate to go vocal for local. It is my strong belief that strengthening MSME sector is the primary step to achieve this. My government is doing its best to help MSMEs in the state during these difficult times, sir. My team has been tirelessly working to provide all necessary support for MSMEs in Karnataka. We have helped industries with their labor requirements, facilitated movement of goods, ensured adequate safety, and fast-tracked necessary government approval for resuming operations. I am happy to announce that we are also working on the policy front to provide a supportive business environment. We have recently announced land and labor reforms which will help industry to set up faster and operate more efficiently. We are also amending our Industries Facilitation Act to create an MSME-friendly investment climate in the state. So these amendments, industries will be able to start operations without obtaining approvals from different departments like trade, licenses, building plan, approvals, etc. Sir, we are also introducing self-certification related provisions in the approval process for new investments. With these amendments, the requirements for starting new business in the state will be simplified. Karnataka will soon be launching its new industrial policy, where we have to set up our path for industrial growth in the coming years. The policy has special focus on encouraging the MSME sector to be more competitive on a global scale. Karnataka has always been in the forefront of industrial movement in our country and will continue to innovate and improve the growth of industrial sector. I once again take this opportunity to congratulate GAME on publishing this report to help MSMEs service, revive, thrive, and sustain. I look forward to reading the report in detail for its valuable insights. Government of Karnataka will evaluate recommendations for the benefit of MSME sector. I am sure we will all soon emerge out of this tough situation stronger and healthier. I urge you all to stay strong and stay safe. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. It's very encouraging to see Karnataka's work on SME-friendly environment. Thank you once again for your support. I'd like to now call upon Shri Conrad Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, to say a few words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ashwin. Our Honorable Minister for Road and Surface Transport, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri B.S. Yediyurappa ji, our Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Shri Trivendra Singh Rawat ji, the representative from the Punjab government who's joined us, the chairperson of GAME task force, Dr. Krishnan, and the founder of GAME, Mr. Ravi Venkatesan, and all the friends who have joined us today on this video conferencing. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Krishnan on this very important and apt report that has come in at a very, very important time. Sir, I would like to just stress on a few points which are, of course, important to my state and I think overall the region of the Northeast also. First of all, sir, starting off with Meghalaya, ever since our government has come in here in Meghalaya, we have been really stressing on entrepreneurship. And this has been through a number of programs. We have always said that entrepreneurship has to be the backbone for the growth of Northeast and Meghalaya also specifically, and obviously for the country as a whole. We started off, sir, number one, by recognizing the entrepreneurs. In all these years, entrepreneurs were never given a pat on their back to tell them that they're doing a great job. So what we started recognizing and giving what we call Chief Minister's Entrepreneurship Recognition Award. And every month we selected one entrepreneur and started promoting them, started supporting them, and really marketed so that other youths would start getting motivated by these people. Another very important thing which we did was we had a mass business plan competition. We called it the Chief Minister's E-Challenge competition. And last year itself, it was launched and we had 700 participants who participated in this. And we selected the top 50 ideas. And after these people were selected, we started supporting them with financial support and guidance and giving them different kind of consultancy so that they could improve their ideas and actually implement them. That was the second very important thing we did for entrepreneurship. Third thing which we're doing now, sir, is we're creating prime hubs, which are basically incubation centers throughout the state in every district. So we have started with Shillong last year, and this year we plan to do it in at least 4 more districts. The idea is really to create a platform. And these incubation centers, at least for our state in Meghalaya, will be very innovative in the sense it's not going to be the normal incubation centers. It's going to be incubation centers which will be different in the sense adapted to our own state. For example, music is something that's very big out here, but it has not been given the chance to commercialize or brought to a different platform. So we are allowing musicians to connect with the music industry. So this incubation centers will be very innovative and very specific to our state and the kind of talent and all the kind of advantages that we have. So this is the third important thing which we have come up with. And fourth thing which we plan to do is to come up with procurement policies within our own state. So we want to promote and push our own people and to ensure that these small industries, the micro and the nano enterprises also come up. So a procurement policy it will be in place, which will ensure that most of the government services and government departments would end up procuring certain amount from these nano industries. So these are a few of the steps which we had taken. Many more are there, but I think because of constraint of time, I won't go into all. But so having said that, I think it's also important to understand, which you have already mentioned, that export is going to be very, very important and big for us. Now, we have a very long border with Bangladesh. Now, we feel that Bangladesh needs to be connected with Meghalaya and the Northeast as a whole. If we can develop a global value chain and a dependence of our entrepreneurs with their entrepreneurs, then I think it's a win-win situation for all of us. So we are working on that, and in different things like you had mentioned, sir, agriculture, forest products, and different kind of products like bamboo. These things I think will play a very important role, and I hope that the entrepreneurs will take advantage of this initiative that has been taken by us and in the States. So at the same time, I would also like to mention that in this COVID situation, we have also realized that there are a lot of services and value addition that our entrepreneurs can do. And earlier, this was missing because a lot of people did not take advantage of that. But now I think with this situation, people are realizing that there is an opportunity, and I'm sure that our youth will take advantage of that. So last point, which I would like to mention is regarding the overall package. It's a great initiative by the government of India, but I think it's very important to note that there are some shortcomings, if I may be permitted to mention. For example, these packages in the MSME, which the COVID package has come in, is not applicable to very small nano industries. These are mostly for slightly bigger, medium scale industries. So most of the Northeast based industries, nano, are not eligible for this package. Number two, all this kind of eligibility criteria that were given in terms of, I'll just mention, sir, in terms of the emergency credit line guarantee scheme. This is something that has been given to the state bank. So I think if this can be given through our local banks also and the cooperative banks also, be given more to the local people. Otherwise, most of the people don't bank with state bank, they are with the local cooperative banks. I think that would be one thing that would be very helpful. And the last suggestion in this package also would be that these are mostly packages for existing entrepreneurs and MSMEs. But I think if we can have a package to promote new entrepreneurs and new MSMEs could be added to this, I think that would be something that will be very helpful. Sir, I'm very thankful to you for having mentioned about the tribals and the forest areas and agriculture. And I think at this point in time, there is no doubt that when it comes specifically to Northeast India, there's a huge opportunity in this. And I'm sure that this report, and more importantly, what we do after this report is out, how do we follow up? How do we work together with the team of Dr. Krishnan and with the government of India and the local entrepreneurs and find out where the connect can be with these entrepreneurs? I think that is the real challenge now. And if we can take that forward from here, I'm sure we'll be able to overcome this particular crisis that we're facing with COVID-19. And as you said, sir, as always, in the crisis, there is an opportunity. We see it. We have a task force that has been working on this. Our report will be out in about 2 weeks' time. And this task force will outline areas like agriculture, forest, tourism, where we can actually find value and provide jobs and opportunities for our young entrepreneurs. So I really look forward to connecting with the team. And once again, sir, thank you so much for your time and your guidance. You have been always very helpful to our state of Meghalaya. And thank you again for all the projects you have given us in the infrastructure department also, sir. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you. Your celebration of entrepreneurs, I think, unique contribution to Meghalaya and your on-ground support to them is extremely inspiring. And thank you so much for that. And thank you for your support for this report. I would now request Shri Rawat, the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, to say a few words. Sir, over to you.
आदरणीय नितिन गडकरी जी, एमएसएमई और सड़क परिवहन मंत्री आदरणीय येदियुरप्पा जी, मंत्री कर्नाटक और मेघालय के मुख्यमंत्री श्री संगमा जी, पंजाब प्रांत के मंत्री श्री सिंगला जी, श्री रवि वेंकटेशन जी और सभी अन्य अधिकारीगण, आज की इस ग्लोबल अलायंस फॉर मास एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप द्वारा गठित टास्क फोर्स द्वारा एमएसएमई ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हेतु की गई संस्कृति की रिपोर्ट की पर सबसे पहले मैं माननीय गडकरी जी का बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं, धन्यवाद करता हूं। और जिस तरह से माननीय गडकरी जी के निर्देशन में, मार्गदर्शन में भारत के जो सड़क परिवहन है, इस तरह से उन्होंने देश को एक बहुत बड़ी सौगात दी है, नई सोच दी है। एमएसएमई तो हमारा विभाग है, मंत्री हैं हमारे, ये पूरा विश्वास है कि मार्गदर्शन में ये विभाग भी बहुत तेजी से विकास करेगा। सम परिस्थितियां हैं, ऐसे में आपकी ये सोच निश्चित रूप से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का आत्मनिर्भर भारत का सपना है, उसको पूरा करने में विशेष भूमिका का निर्वहन करेगा। हमारे राज्य में एमएसएमई का समुचित विकास, रोजगार के अवसर बढ़ाने में और आर्थिक विकास में एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका होगी। लॉकडाउन के पश्चात हमारे जो उद्योग हैं वो पुनः गए हैं और वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं, पुनः उनका संचालन हुआ है। हमें विश्वास है कि धीरे धीरे इस तरह से प्रगति आ रही है। एक बार फिर जो हमारी आर्थिक गतिविधियां हैं और रोजगार के जो अवसर हैं उनका पुनः सृजन होगा और पूरा जो ये सेक्टर है ये बहुत जल्दी पटरी पर आ जाएगा। इस योजना में उत्तराखंड में जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत पैकेज है, इसके अंतर्गत उत्तराखंड राज्य में 34,671 पात्र खातों में से 1835 करोड़ की स्वीकृति एवं 1067 करोड़ का वितरण किया जा चुका है। इस योजना के क्रियान्वयन में उत्तराखंड राज्य की परफॉर्मेंस सर्वश्रेष्ठ राज्यों में है, ये मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं। तो विशेष उल्लेख मैं यहाँ पर करना चाहूंगा कि रिपोर्ट में जो 4 प्रमुख क्षेत्रों पर फोकस किया गया है, इनमें सर्वाइव, रिवाइव एवं थ्राइव से संबंधित क्षेत्रों में भारत सरकार एवं राज्यों के द्वारा कई इनिशिएटिव लिए गए हैं। सस्टेन से संबंधित संस्तुतियों के क्रियान्वयन के लिए अभी काफी कुछ कार्य किया जाना शेष है, बाकी है। तो उत्तराखंड में सूक्ष्म, लघु एवं मध्यम उद्यमों को हमने सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता दी है। राज्य की सूक्ष्म, लघु एवं मध्यम उद्यम नीति में इस क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए आकर्षक वित्तीय प्रोत्साहनों के साथ साथ समुचित इकोसिस्टम विकास पर ध्यान दिया गया है। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में हम लोग सतत कार्यशील हैं और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो रोजगार सृजन कार्यक्रम है में उत्तराखंड राज्य लगातार अच्छी उपलब्धि करता रहा है। जनपद स्तर पर विभिन्न रोजगार योजनाओं के एकीकृत संचालन, समीक्षा एवं अनुश्रवण हेतु जिलाधिकारियों की अध्यक्षता में जिला स्वरोजगार प्रोत्साहन एवं अनुश्रवण समिति गठित की गई है। इसमें बैंकों एवं संबंधित विभागों के अधिकारी भी सम्मिलित किए गए हैं। ग्रामीण एवं पर्वतीय क्षेत्रों में, क्योंकि हमारा राज्य का बड़ा हिस्सा ये पर्वतीय है, जिसमें उद्यमियों को उद्यम स्थापना हेतु आवश्यक प्रक्रियाओं में सहयोग, तकनीकी ज्ञान आधारित उद्यमों की स्थापना एवं स्थानीय स्तर पर स्केलेबल बिजनेस मॉडल चिन्हित करने, मूल्य संवर्धन, पैकेजिंग एवं विपणन में सहयोग आदि के लिए तो रूरल बिजनेस इंक्यूबेटर प्रदेश में स्थापित किए जा रहे हैं। राज्य में हमने एक मुख्यमंत्री स्वरोजगार योजना, इसको भी प्रारंभ किया है, और विशेषकर जो अभी हमारे राज्य में हमारे प्रवासी थे, जो देश के विविध क्षेत्रों में फैले हुए थे और कोविड-19 की वजह से वो अपने वापसी हुई है, उनकी संख्या लाखों में है, तो उन लोगों ने इसमें काफी अपनी रुचि इसमें वो प्रदर्शित कर रहे हैं और लगातार सरकार से वो अपने सहयोग और दिशा में काम करने के लिए वो अपने अवसर देख रहे हैं। मैं माननीय गडकरी जी को एक बार पुनः बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा। अंत में एक बात कहकर बात समाप्त करूंगा कि गेम के उत्तराखंड राज्य में उद्यमिता विकास के लिए इकोसिस्टम विकसित करने के दिए गए प्रस्ताव पर प्रस्ताव दिया गया, उस पर हमने अपनी सहमति दी है और प्रदेश में व्यापक स्तर पर उद्यमिता विकास की दिशा में हम गेम के साथ कार्य करने के लिए उत्सुक। अंत में एक बार फिर मैं सभी महानुभावों का बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं और पुनः मेरा विश्वास है कि माननीय गडकरी जी के मार्गदर्शन निरंतर ये जो एमएसएमई मिनिस्ट्री हमारी और उसके तमाम प्रगति और उसके परिणाम सामने हैं। धन्यवाद।
मुख्यमंत्री का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। आपके नेतृत्व में ये इकोसिस्टम अप्रोच जो लिया जा रहा है उससे हम काफी प्रेरित हुए हैं और उसके लिए और आपके सपोर्ट के लिए थैंक यू वेरी मच। I want to invite Shri Vijay Inder Singla, Honorable Minister of Education Public Works, Government of Punjab, to say a few words. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Ravi ji. Honorable Minister Mr. Gadkari, Honorable Chief Ministers of Karnataka, Mr. Yediyurappa ji, of Assam, from Uttarakhand, Mr. Rawat ji, and from Meghalaya, Mr. Sangma ji, and our man behind today's whole show, Mr. Krishnan, who and his entire team has worked despite this COVID-19 situation, that these people have been able to make an impact and bring out a report, which was the need of the hour in order to revive and check on the challenges which some states and the government of India were facing on the MSME sector. First of all, I'm very thankful to you that I'm also a part of you people on this World MSME Day. Despite the challenging times, and you people have come out with a report, I'm happy to say that despite challenges, this shows that business for us is important and it's going on as usual. When we talk of Punjab, in the Punjab, we have large number of MSME sectors, barring few industries. Approximately 2.5 lakh units are under the MSME sector. From the time our government came in since 2017, we try to bring out 2-3 good policies so that we are able to get more investment to our state. We are able to provide better facilities to our entrepreneurs so that they are able to invest in our state. One was ease of doing business. We have one unified regulator by the name of Invest Punjab, through which we are able to give clearances for all the 23 departments connected with setting up of a new industry. So it's a single window clearance for 23 departments. Under one window, we clear all the new projects. Last year, we brought in the ease of doing business. Subsequent to that, Right to Business Act, self-certification was introduced so that anybody who wants to put up a unit, he will be able to assess the clearances required himself, and within a span of 3.5 years, he is able to get those clearances, and on day one, he is able to start investing on the ground as far as the investment for new industry is concerned. And this has given a large fillip to some big entrepreneurs, and I'm very happy to share that approximately 63,000 crores of investment has already come into Punjab on ground. Some units are on the verge of starting, and some people are on the verge of, on the implementation stage. Few points I would just try to raise, as Mr. Gadkari has largely outlined how our economy is dependent on the MSME sector, and how he feels that the kind of congenial atmosphere, the infrastructure required for each state to decongest the towns so that we are able to provide better infrastructure, better surroundings to towns where industrial hubs would like to come and set up. And I think these are all very important components as far as any entrepreneur who has to come and invest. And if we look at future 25, 30 years, I think we need to sow the seed today so that we can reap it tomorrow. Some issues which focusing Punjab in order to promote the MSME sector, I would like to raise it with you. We are also thinking of setting up of a district level single window clearance system for the MSME units, though it's already there at the state level. Now the state government is thinking of doing it at the district level as well. MSME cluster identification and development programs with access to technology, infrastructure, and finance. Revival and rehabilitation of sick MSME units based on RBI's framework. Creation of MSME facilitation councils at the district level in some of our key industrial cities like Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Amritsar, Mohali, and Patiala. Growth accelerators for MSME with bespoke intervention of each sector. Support to MSME into various sectors like food processing, electronics, leather, textiles, by assisting in providing special Government of India incentives. Creation of common infrastructure in MSME clusters like common effluent treatment plants, etc. We are also facilitating trade linkages between buyers and our MSMEs. We are also keen to seed entrepreneurial dynamism in local ecosystems across Punjab, starting with Ludhiana, which is our industrial capital, by harnessing untapped potential in some of its core sectors like agri-tech, garments, textiles, healthcare, light engineering, in which there is a robust local expertise and a rich ecosystem of customers and suppliers can fuel more growth MSMEs. To pilot a dynamic entrepreneurship ecosystem program and build new age entrepreneurial growth in partnership with GAIL, key corporates, industrials, financial institutions, etc. Further simplifying ease of doing business and inculcating entrepreneurial mindset among youth in schools, colleges, and which can be emulated in other districts as well. We are also keen to introduce entrepreneurship curriculum in our schools and ITIs. I congratulate Dr. K.P. Krishnan and his colleagues for bringing out the report and timing its release on the World MSME Day. MSMEs are large employers and their contribution to the Indian economy cannot be overemphasized. We need to strategically work to ensure that we equip them with all necessary skills to fight with larger industry on a level playing field. Before I end, let me take this opportunity to invite representatives of business and industry present with us today to come to Punjab. Please let us know. Our Invest Punjab team will be more than happy to interact with you and facilitate you in every possible way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We're quite excited to see Punjab's excellent efforts on ease of doing business and the Right to Business Act and our work going forward together. Thank you once again. Before we close, may I request all the honorable ministers, Ravi ji and Dr. K.P. Krishnan, to switch on their videos and raise the report for one quick photograph, if that's possible.
Okay.
Have everyone raised. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. तुया दोन्ही रिपोर्टचा अभ्यास करशील आणि अजून एक दिलाय मी त्या देशपांड्यांना.
Excellent. So we've come to the end of the event. We hope this is just the beginning to come and spark conversation and concrete actions towards transforming India's MSMEs. On behalf of the GAME National Task Force, thank you, Shri Nitin Gadkari, Shri B.S. Yediyurappa, Shri Conrad Sangma, Shri Trivendra Singh Yadav, and Shri Vijayendra Singla. I would also like to thank all our partners and the media who have taken the time out to be present here today. Thank you, everyone. Stay well and stay safe.
Thank you.